How y'all doing today? My name's Ayin, and today's topic of discussion is going to be recognize what is temporary and act accordingly. Recognize what is temporary and act accordingly. I think you already got what I'm saying just from the topic of this video. I'm going to take it to the job situation first, because this is something I was talking about in a few videos back. You on a job that you hate and you despise? Okay, you know in your head it's temporary. You just got it because you're in a tough situation. Act accordingly. Do what you need to do to get by, to let that time fly by so you can meet those goals. Hey, I said I was going to be here a year, 2 years, to get whatever I got going on in the background taken care of. No, that's your objective. Handle it. This is how you avoid unnecessary complaining. Because if you're not complaining with a resolve or a resolution in mind, then you're just complaining. And ultimately, you just end up becoming miserable, and the people around you, you make them miserable. If your situation is temporary, act accordingly. All it means is do what you need to do. I know it's hard, but that's the reason why you have to take things to yourself. You have to do your research on whatever it is that you're doing. If you got something else you're working on the back burner, know what it is and know that you got to meet that short-term goal before you can get to that long-term goal. This is just a stepping stone. Recognize your temporary situations. Excuse me. You can deal with whatever it is that you're going through a whole lot better when you recognize that it's temporary. If you don't see a way out, start looking for a healthy way to be able to change the situation. Me using that example, I'm gonna use that example again. Not seeing a way out. Okay, you just landed in a job. All of a sudden you're feeling how you're feeling up on it. Like, man, I didn't expect this to be like this. I didn't expect to be here as long as I was, or whatever the case may be. I just really feel bad. I feel like I'm in a rut in the situation that I'm doing. Okay, that is actually awesome that you recognize that, because now what are you going to do about it? What are some healthy things that you can get the ball rolling? Do I need to go back to school? Do I need to, feel like I'm about to sneeze. Do I need to look into some other endeavors? Maybe I've just been letting some things sit on the back burner and not, on my time off, not really been looking for other employment or look for, other alternatives to whatever it is that I'm doing. Maybe I can, do. I remember one time, actually it's more than one time. It's been a lot of times. I remember being at this one job and I actually absolutely despised it. It had gotten to that point. It was just really bad. And I was doing it overnight, and it was to the point where since I knew my days were numbered there. I knew my days were numbered. And I would get off in the morning as tired as I was, take a shower, and then I'd begin on the hunt for a job. I remember doing interviews, and the interviews would be at all type of weird times. What I'm saying weird for me because it was overnight. So if it was 1 or 2 in the afternoon or 3 and 4 in the afternoon, here it is. I'm up part of the day because I'm doing whatever it is to, get going for that. And then my other responsibilities. And then I'm doing this interview, and then coming home and trying to get a couple hours sleep. So, and that went on. I remember one time I was applying for a city job in the one state that I was living in. And they had testing that you had to do before they even looked at the application. So you go down there and you be in a room with 10, 15 other people, and you're doing portions of this test. And I'm driving all the way downtown, and I remember just being tired and just like, man, I can hardly even focus. So I just got done pulling this whole shift. And now I'm in here trying to do this test, been out of school for X amount of years, and I'm in here testing for a job that I don't even know what the job is requiring, because you're really applying for, a batched amount of jobs. I don't even remember, because you're just basically on there clicking, hey, that sounds good, this sounds good, this test is required for that. Not getting any callbacks. So it was really hard to keep that drive and that focus on doing what I was doing, and wasn't reaping any rewards, at least initially. So I do understand that. Then there's other people who do, they have it a lot tougher than what I'm just talking about. You have people who are doing maybe 2 jobs. maybe even 3. And then in their off time, they're trying to figure out a way to do, get one good job, or they're doing night school or whatever it is. So that was just my little take up on it. So recognize what it is, what situation you're in. And if you hadn't picked up on that already, I mention that a lot when I'm talking about being aware of your surroundings, the people, your situations that you're in. Because when you're aware of that and aware of what's going on around you, you can act accordingly. If it's something that's unhealthy and you know that you need to remove yourself from the situation, you know if you need to communicate with other people in that circle, you know if you need to just make some different moves, be aware of where you're at. And nothing changes with the situation being temporary. Same thing applies. Just want to take time out to discuss that with you. If you hadn't already, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on my other social media, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram. Obviously, I'm on YouTube. Check out the book that I've written, Kilimanjaro's The Arithmetic of Family Communication. I'll leave a link in the description box. In the meantime, stay encouraged. Avoid being discouraged. I'm Ayin. You have a good one.